Hello, Baker Leaders. This is Dr. Gary making good bosses into great leaders with compassionate accountability. We had our first mini camp a couple of weeks ago. It's actually been 10 days since we met, and we learned a little bit more about coaching, communication styles, and we heard from Project Enlightenment on leadership and self-deception and Path to Leadership on Good to Great. They did a great job of keeping things lively and informative for the most part. And this stuff is hard sometimes to get across. So you did a great job. First time out of the box, I thought both cohorts did great. The next two will even be better, since you now know what the standards are. Now, let's get to work, because we've taken a few days off, but I wanted to let you get a deep breath and get back to work. So three stories between now and April 6th. 3 stories between now and April 6th. You will get another assignment during April, because our next meeting isn't until May 1st. So we'll take some time to get these next 3 stories done. Now, last month, you completed 33 of 39 of the stories, which is just under 85% completion rate. Not bad. And half of the 6 misses was by one person, and that person knows who he is and has made a commitment to fix that. And as we said, it's 100% responsibility, 0 excuses. So let's get them all done. And oh, by the way, True North, having 4 people in their cohort, was the only cohort to complete 100% of the stories required. Nice job. That's why they're in the lead. So, our assignments for this month: coaching situations. Focus on the person, not the problem. Remember the process, okay? Define the issue or the challenge. Really understand what the current identity, what's going on in the person's mind, and what they're thinking about, and what's causing them to think about the situation the way they are. And help them understand what that is and what their desired identity is. What's the future state? How do they want to show up in the future? And then work with them to create an action plan so that they can figure out where they go from their present desired state or current state to their desired state. It's a simple gap analysis when we look at this. What's the future? What's the present? And how are we going to get there? How is such a key word. We talked about this. Ask more how questions rather than gathering data with the what. What happened here? Where did it do? When was that? Stick to how as much as possible, and I think you'll find that your coaching sessions will be more effective. Second, communication styles. Recognize a situation where you can see someone as a different communication style than you are, and you're able to adjust to their style. So if your action and their process, slow down and answer their questions. If your process and their action, you need to understand that they want quick decisions and they want fast information. Make yourself aware of those situations where they're thinking about the people, or they want to brainstorm because they're an idea style person, and work with that with your coworkers or your family and figure out what the style is so you can do a better job of adjusting your communication to them. And last, emotional intelligence, but specifically triggers. What's going on with the triggers? How have you addressed your triggers, identified them, considered them, and made some change in the way that you respond to a situation so that your trigger doesn't take control of you like it has in the past? Are you able to eliminate the situation and respond more effectively, or at least minimize the intensity of that trigger somewhat so you're more effective in the situation? Come back to us with a story on how you're addressing your triggers or a specific trigger that you're working on. Remember, reframing this is quite often the answer. And we talked about that with somebody cutting you off on the highway. As I've told you many times, I just think about, they're getting to the hospital, let me get out of their way. Well, there's many things that we can do to try to adjust the triggers that hit us on a regular basis. 3 stories, each worth 10 points. Additionally, hold your cohort meetings. Everybody should have a cohort meeting in March and in April, and everybody should have a coaching session in March and in April. And make sure that you contribute these stories with everybody. Copy everybody on your stories so that we can read them. Well, that's it for now. I'll have another video for you in about 3 weeks. Please get those stories. Keep working on it. Hold your meetings. Meet with your coach. and do great things. Looking forward to seeing you May 1st. This is Dr. Gary, making good bosses into great leaders through compassionate accountability.